What would you change about the Constitution and why, if you could?
Just a more defined Second Amendment. Um, and like, I don't think guns should be entirely banned, but definitely like regulated and better like understood.
Guns are definitely regulated. It's very specific, shall not be infringed. And he doesn't believe that guns should be banned. I wish I was there. I would love to hear more specifics on this, but you know what? Okay, that's his point.
I'm going to piggyback off of that with the Second Amendment. I think that guns should definitely be more regulated, and there should be things that you need to do to be able to own a gun that's not just like, hey, I want one. Because there's a lot of mass shootings and stuff like that. So I think that there should be regulations on whether or not you should be able to own a gun. And I think that we need to change that so it's not, you have the right to do it. Like, you can, but you don't need to, is kind of the misunderstanding right now.
I don't even know what she's getting at right there, to be totally honest with you. You can have it, but you don't need to. I don't think people are saying you need to have it. Perhaps I'm taking her too literally. I definitely understand, a lot of people want more things in place to protect against, let's say, mass shootings and whatnot. A lot of these shootings that we see are people that should not be back out on the street. They shouldn't be on the street in general, and they end up getting their hands on a firearm, whether they end up stealing it or end up getting one just because. It almost seems like every single shooting nowadays, the authorities already knew about them, and they were on the street after doing crazy things beforehand. There are countless examples of this. One that just comes up off the top of my mind would be the Club Q shooting, where he was charges were dropped for a kidnapping and a bomb threat, and then he still managed to get his hands on a weapon and go about shooting up a nightclub. I don't know how much more you can do to tell authorities that this person shouldn't have a firearm. Or not even a firearm. Doesn't even need to be a firearm. Dale Brooks with the Waukesha basically rampaged through the parade. The authorities knew he was mentally ill. He was a threat to people's lives. He was a danger. I believe he had been released early with like a $500 to $1,000 fine for something as crazy as battery. And he went out, later on and ended up killing a bunch of people at the Waukesha parade. So it's not even just firearms. It's us allowing these psychotic people to be back on the streets. You take away all the firearms, you're still allowing these psychotic people, these dangerous people back on the streets.